Hey everybody, this is Tony and I'm here today with a special guest, none other than the wonderful, the great singer, Miss Sadako Pointer. How you doing today?
I'm well, thank you.
All right,
Great
I'm glad to hear.
introduction. I like that.
Thank you, thank you. I had to. If people don't know you, I think they definitely should know you because
Mm.
you come from definitely a lifelong legacy at this point of great singers. If they don't know by now, the Pointer Sisters are your, family, your grandmother and your aunts. Um, but yeah, the Pointer Sisters are your grandmother and your aunts, of course, and you come from that legacy. Now you're singing. You've been singing a long time, but now you got a single of your own, "Happiness," which I love.
Yay.
I love it. I
Yeah.
love it. Yes, I love it. It is. I like the way that you reworked this song, because if people don't know the original, of course, it's a Pointer Sisters original.
Yeah.
But I love the way that you reworked it and put it in your own way, and made it, more up tempo as well, like a dance track. So I
Yeah.
like that. So how did this song come together? How did you ended up doing this particular song?
Well, they called my manager and they were looking for someone to sing the song and didn't even know that I worked with my manager. And they were like, well, we want them to sound like the Pointer Sisters. And do you know anybody that could do that? And he was like, well, it just so happens I'm working with Sadako Pointer. And lo and behold, I was scared though. When he asked me, he was like, when he told me about it, I was like, I don't know, because they wanted it to be as close to the original as possible. And I'm a big fan of the Pointer Sisters myself. So it's
Of
like,
course.
no, I can't sound like Auntie June. Like, no. But I mean, I quit drinking. I started going to the gym. I just wanted to make my family proud. So I
Yes.
really had to do some soul searching to decide even if I wanted to do it. So
Mhm.
I mean, Disco Club, thank God they asked my manager for, for someone like the Pointer Sisters, and I was available to do that. But it 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 was a new turn for me because when I
Yeah.
heard it, I was like, oh my God. And then when my aunt and my nana hear it and they go, girl, you sound like June, it makes me want to cry because I'm like, wait, what? I remember recording and I had to ask my uncle, I was like, I need some hype. I need some hype. He's like, stop trying to be so perfect. Like, just have fun. And I was like, I
Yes.
can't.
Yes.
But it was a lot of fun.
You did awesome though.
Thank
I
you.
could tell the difference at one point and I can't tell the difference at the same time, if you understand what I'm
Yeah,
saying, because
absolutely.
you have your own voice and your own identity, of course,
Hmm.
but you did sound very close to the original. So it made it that much better that you could be able to do that.
Thanks.
And then for them to have the tempo sped up a little bit more too made it, more dance type.
Yeah.
Because in the original, if people don't know, of course, obviously in the beginning they do it the slow down first,
Yeah.
and then she comes in with the "I love the way
Yeah.
that
And
you
it's still
live."
in our lineup. Like, that's hard.
Yeah.
Like, you're just saying that when we perform that, that's how it is in my head. So to sing it
Mm-hmm.
a completely different way, I was like, wait a minute. And my nana leads it now. And she's a lot deeper. So I'm
Right.
just like,
Right.
wait, hold on. This is literally a whole new song for me, you know?
Wow. Yes. Yes. But it's
Yeah.
been getting some great reviews and going up the charts
Yeah.
overseas as well, I see. So
I
how
know.
does that
I
feel
know.
for you to, have your name put on it, not a Pointer Sisters name, but your name featured on
Surreal. Like,
it?
I won't say her name because she'll activate, but like
Okay.
the fact that I can say my name into that little device, that lights up, I won't say her
Uh-huh.
name,
Uh-huh.
and her say my name back, like I just cried. I was
Oh
cleaning one
wow.
day, and you know how, like, well, when you do a song, somebody's like, well, send it to me. And I'm
Hmm.
like, no, just ask the little device. She knows, like, I'm on Spotify, I'm on iTunes. That was, I didn't think it would feel like this. Like, I didn't know what it would feel like. I didn't think about that. You dream about having a song out, but you don't really think about what it'll feel like to hear yourself on these devices
Yes.
and have it be
Yes.
known.
Yes. So how are you
Yeah.
feeling now as far as being a recording artist, a solo recording artist?
What's
Um,
next?
okay.
Now I've got the high. I
Yeah,
want
yeah.
I want more.
I'm
So,
glad. I'm glad. I think
yeah.
the world needs to hear more of you because honestly,
Oh,
I didn't understand why. And I seen you do an interview before, like a little while ago. and you talked about, how you were a little apprehensive and things like that. But I didn't understand why before seeing that we didn't see you more, because it's like when you see a family like the Pointer Sisters, you all automatically assume that everybody can sing, most likely.
Yeah, they can.
So, and then when you guys started changing lineups, and you started coming in, and different daughters and granddaughters started coming in and stuff like that, it just made it that much more greater. And it was like, okay, so what do they sound like? Let's hear them. So now to have this single is something great. I think this is beautiful, and the world finally gets to hear you a little bit more. And
thank you.
Hopefully we can get a EP or something soon.
Very soon. Very soon. I'm working with some great producers. Lou and I are coming up with a great song, and I co-wrote it with my with my writer / manager, co-writer. And I mean, Lou Casablanca is a great producer. So to like collab with someone that is different than what I write normally, it's just it's opening up a whole new window for me writing wise.
Yes.
To like hear this music and be like, okay, and know what I've done before, like with Happiness. I feel like I'm on a high, like a new candy, like you find that new food or that new candy, and you fall in love, and then you want to eat it all the time. That's where I'm at.
Right. Okay. So are you going for like a particular sound when you record now, or you're looking for songs, or are you just going with the flow, like when you go to write?
Well, I'm working with people, so I'm new to this solo thing, so I'm used to taking direction from my grandma, my auntie. So now I'm kind of leaning towards the producers I work with and my manager / co-writer. Like I lean towards them for insight because I'm green, but I also follow my intuition and my heart, like I just want to keep it upbeat, and I just want to be a part of the process. I don't want to be handed something, or I'm not going to turn nothing down, don't get it twisted, but I want to be involved. I want me to shine through the project as much as I can, I don't want it to be formed and then presented. I want to be part of the formulation.
Yeah, that makes sense. I like that. I got to use that. Yeah. But as far as music is concerned, of course, but who are you listening to, like growing up and even now, besides the Pointer Sisters, obviously, that inspired you? What are some artists that you really just have to sit in with?
Oh man. Like the staples, of course, Chaka Khan, Grace Jones style-wise,
Okay.
Tina Turner performance-wise, like I think I'm her on stage. I go into that because she's like a firecracker.
Yes.
I'm not the sway type, like I want to move, and I'm like James Brown in my feet, like I just want to move. So Dinah Washington, God, who else? I'm a really big fan of Amy Winehouse. I love it. And Jaguar Wright. Like, I mean, when I hear a twang in your voice, and I love country music, then I'm like, okay, that's the song for me, or that's the style of music when it's just different. So I'm all over the place.
I love that though. I think that's the beauty of music. And I was just talking to somebody about this before. Like, I think that's really the beauty of music. And to me personally, I always say that all music is really connected. I don't care how you put it. Even country songs can be an R&B song depending on the beat. If you listen to Gladys Knight and the Pips, matter of fact, some of that stuff was country songs, but it just happened to be R&B when they made it. So
slow hand. Like, come on now. It doesn't matter who's singing it. If you have a country vibe, it's a country song.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right. And then like even Gladys did Leanne Womack's song "I Hope You Dance" for Tyler Perry's movie. So it just really depends on interpretation and who's singing it, and that kind of stuff. But it's music. If it's good, it's going to be good either way. That's the thing that I love about it. So it makes it that more special when you can flip it and switch it, later on down the line.
Absolutely. The title can come later.
That's right.
And the genre, wherever you want to place it, that's on you. The song is the song. And as long as it's good, we're moving in the right direction. Or as long as you're telling a story that's meaningful to you.
Yes. So I know the pandemic has shut a lot of stuff down and stopped you guys from performing and stuff like that. But how have you been, doing during the midst of this? Because I know you've probably been missing the stage, of course, like every artist.
I have. I've been like having to look inward and it's hard, but at the same time, it's given me the opportunity to write and forcing me to write. So when I look for the positive part of all of this,
Hmm.
it's made me kind of discover who I am writing wise and not just be so hasty to say, oh, this is what I'm doing or this is what it is, because life is moving so fast. When you're
Yeah.
stuck in the house and you're stuck with who you are and what you're going through, you can navigate through the growth of it all, and I'm just
Right.
trying to incorporate that into writing, but without being a Debbie Downer, because I, at the same time, when you're going through these things, you want to be uplifted in some way, shape,
Hmm.
or form.
Hmm.
So how can I go through that journey through my writing, you know?
Yeah.
So for me, it's just figuring out who I am as a solo artist. And hopefully by the time we emerge back into performing, I'll have a solid foundation for myself. So that's how I'm trying to look at it on a daily basis and pray.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, we definitely need that. We definitely need that. You gotta have prayer no matter what. But
Amen.
as far as the group is concerned, you guys are still gonna tour eventually, right? Once things get
Yes,
back together.
we haven't stopped. I mean, until I get that call from my nana that says we're done, we're there. So I'm just
Yeah,
waiting
yeah.
for things to kind of pick up and for people to feel safe again and be healthy. That's our main concern. And just to keep my grandma safe and my aunt, our
Right,
family.
right, right.
It's not just a job
Exactly.
first.
Exactly.
That's second. So at first it's like, are you okay, Nana? Are you okay, Auntie? Like, how is everybody with
Yeah.
traveling?
Yeah. I have to say though, I have never seen a group of women over a certain age be as beautiful and strong as the women in your family.
Oh,
That I don't look at them in that way. I respect them, don't get me wrong, but I don't look at
yeah,
them as
yeah,
like, where they are right now. You
yeah,
always see them in a light that's like them being on stage in the 70s or 80s or whenever. I
yeah.
always see them in that way. But one thing about it, I can say that they truly are survivors of this business, and I love that. And
Thank
let
you,
me
thank
say,
you,
while I'm talking about it, I'm so sorry for you guys' lost on Bonnie when she passed away
thank
last year
you.
or the year before.
Mhm.
So sorry about your loss on that, but I truly love the Pointer Sisters. I think they are underrated to me, honestly, in the industry.
I
Uh,
agree.
it's a shame because they are literally like top tier as far as groups are concerned. Harmonies,
Yeah. Oh,
songs,
yeah,
they can literally switch genres at the drop of a dime and still sound the same. It sound great.
yeah.
Like, how do you do that?
How do they do that? Because let's
Right.
keep it real. Like those sisters, like they were intense, and to
Yes.
to be a child watching them on stage, and they didn't have to talk about what harmony or who's doing what. Like they just fell into it, and it's crazy. And being new to the group, well, not new, but the newest members,
Right.
you know, we don't have that same rapport. We don't.
Mm-hmm.
It's different. That's them. Those are that sister. They knew it coming up. Like we know our pocket. We
Right.
have to
Right.
be told our pocket. We were there when we're told it, but it's different, and it's such a beautiful thing to see them just flow like butter.
Yes.
Like they
Yes.
just, oh man, I listen to songs or I'll hear them talk, and they do it when they talk. It's just like, are you kidding me? Don't make it look so easy. Yeah,
Oh
it's
man.
intense.
It is. It is. It's amazing though to have that because it wasn't a whole lot of families that went into the industry. You can think of like the Emotions, Sister Sledge, people like
Yeah.
that.
Hmm.
But the Pointer Sisters are right up there with the best of the best, literally.
Yeah.
Like,
Thank you.
how do you sing a country song and make it sound so good? Like,
Man, Antonita, I feel like everything she sings sounds country to me
yeah,
because it's
yeah,
just there's so much emotion about it. I'll hear
it
her
is.
singing the alphabet. Like when they did the thing on Sesame Street, it's like, I mean, she's got that natural country twang, which is probably
Yes.
why I grew up thinking I would be a country singer first. And I feel like Nana Ruth, she's got that soul, like that bluesy, you
Yeah,
know. And June and Auntie Bonnie were always the pop. Like
right.
they carried it all,
Yeah, it's true.
and then together. like, what do we want to do? You know,
It's true.
man.
I love your Nana's voice though, because it's that deep tone, that rich tone,
Ooh.
especially on like Automatic, and some of those other songs. I love that song just because of her. It's like you get to hear a difference. You know what I'm saying? You don't always have to hear the highs. And you love people that, or I love people that sing those low tones as well. You know, like
Me
Tony
too.
and Anita, and you know, Etta James kind of vibe, and soul and grit. Like, you don't always want the, you know, the highness. Like, it's okay.
It comes from left field. You look at this woman and you think you have these preconceived notions of what they're going to sound like or what they should sound like. And then they come in with that and looking like they do. It's like, oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Do it again. You know, it's a nice treat.
It is. When they call, when you finally got the call or had the conversation to be in the group, what was going through your mind, and how did you really prepare yourself to step on a stage of, you know, a foundation that was already laid pretty much?
Yeah, well, I was performing before, nothing to this magnitude, but I had been a professional dancer for most of my life. So performing, I wasn't shy on stage or anything, but I wasn't planning on it, and they didn't call me. I was like staying at my aunt's house doing nothing with my life, trying to figure out where to go. And Issa had gotten pregnant and had her beautiful baby boy. And they were like, well, Sadako, you want to be a Pointer sister? And I'm like, oh, you're funny. And they're like, no, I'm serious. And I was like, oh, okay. They're like, you know the songs, right? What do you mean? Like, that's it? And then we went to the racquetball room and taught me a couple of steps, and next thing you know, like 2 weeks later, I'm on stage with the Jacksons.
Wow.
In Austria. And I was just like, okay. And they'd look at me and be like, you know how to do your makeup, right? Like, you're good. Just let us know if you need any help along the way. And it's just like, okay. And they'd give me, fix this or do that, or too much of this or a little bit more of that. And it was a learn in progress.
Yeah, okay.
Like, as I was in it, they would teach me, do less of this, or when we were starting, we tried this, and remember that line, remember it comes after this one, you know. They walked me through it as we did it, which I think helped. It made it not so nerve-wracking.
Yeah, absolutely. And then you're with family too, so that makes a difference a little bit, as opposed to somebody just telling you stand on the stage and sing. I would
exactly. I felt comfortable because they felt comfortable.
Right.
Yeah.
And you have that help to look towards, you know, when you're on that stage too. That's a good thing. You don't have to just fall by yourself if that's the case. They know how to, like, you know, spin it and make it look all right and still move on. So that's the blessing in that. So thankfully you're in the group. But thankfully you're doing solo music too. But besides the music, I want to talk about really quick some acting. I know you did a couple of projects with acting. So what are we doing with that? Are we going to do some more acting, or what's going on?
I hope so. I had a blast when my friend asked me to do his movie Proxy. I was just like, are you sure? You know, like, I don't really know what I'm doing. My sister's the actress, but I didn't realize just how much I would love it. Like, I'm dyslexic, so I have trepidation with doing things that involve reading, you know, in front of people. I'll do it, but I'm scared, you know, so I had to do it because I was scared.
Right.
I just felt like, okay, that means I have to do it. And then I fell in love. It's a hard thing though, because you do it and you're there for months and weeks, and then it's over. And you're like, I want another one.
People always think, you know, something is easy until they get into it. And I thought that same kind of thing. And I went to an improv class one time and I was just done. The guy like threw us on stage, somebody random out of that class. I knew none of these people, never met him.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay, go. I'm like, go what?
Go what? Tell me what to
where?
do.
What, like... So you literally had to play off the other person just to come up with where the setting was, what was happening, who, you know, all that kind of stuff. And I was like, oh, okay. Let me go sit back down. Let me think about this. I need a minute first.
I love it, right? I want to process. I think about sometimes doing improv classes, and of course, my next thought is, oh my God, are they going to make me read? But I really, really want to try it.
Yeah.
But you make me a little more scared, but I think that means I might have to do it.
No, but you know what? I'm the kind of person that has to be thrown in something to be able to fly.
Yeah.
Like if you keep saying like, oh, do you want to do this? Do you want to? I will say no, because I feel like I'm not ready. So
Yeah.
when you throw me, I will fly. I will be all right. So that's the way that I
Yeah.
have to learn. That's just the way that I am. I don't know why, but I just am. So when you put me on that stage and you're like, okay, go, I have
Yep.
no choice but to come up with something now. So it happens.
Absolutely.
But if you give me the time to sit on it and then think and do that,
Talk yourself
it's
out
not
of
gonna
it.
happen. Right.
Yep.
It's not gonna happen.
Exactly.
So I mean, if you feel the need to do it, I say do it. It was fun actually. I learned a lot, you know. So it's something I'll carry with me. I might not do acting ever, but it's something I'll carry with me.
Yeah.
So I
I
would say
mean,
do
I'm in the place of yes. So if
That's
these
right.
roles are offered to me, yes, yes, I will figure it out.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. But is there anything else on the horizon right now that we can mention?
Well, I have that single coming out with Lou Casablanca very
Okay.
soon, maybe within the next month.
Okay.
Within the next month. So I'm really excited. And this would be the first song that I co-wrote that'll
Okay.
be out. So I'm really, really gassed. So,
All right. All right. I'm
yeah.
happy about
And then
that.
the Pointer Sister shows.
Yes, yes, yes. We
Yeah.
can't wait for that. And of course, Happiness is available already on streaming platforms. If people haven't noticed or saw already, make sure you go and listen to it. I think there's a couple of mixes on there as well with it. So go check it out. And before you go, just let people know where they can find you at your website, social media, if you have it, all that stuff.
Facebook is Sadako Pointer. Twitter is Sadako Pointer. Instagram is Sadako Pointer.
Okay.
And my website, simplysadako.com.
All right, sounds good. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is none other than Miss Sadako Pointer herself, as you just heard. Thank you so much. I hope you have a good one, okay?
You too. Thank you.